Hi everyone, Chris J here with Blue Coat Foundation. On this episode, I sit down with Officer Andre Burton. Burton and I work in the same patrol beat in the city of Los Angeles. I have had the privilege to work side by side with him answering radio calls. He has a passion for police work that seemed to make more and more sense the more we spoke. I quickly realized where his passion came from. Burton comes from a family of first responders out of the city of Los Angeles. We talk a little bit about that history and also go into our professional experiences and compare notes, so to speak. This was a fun podcast to record, and I hope to do it again so we can go deeper into his family history, which I thought was pretty cool. I hope you enjoy this interview and take value from it like I did. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Officer Andre Burton.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right, cheers.
So what I'm doing is, I kind of explained it before. I've been doing a whole bunch of interviews with like chiefs, the chief of Puerto Rico, Villanueva, fallen officers, survivors, stuff like that. But I'm trying to get a bunch of my coworker, just street cops out here, you know?
All right.
Everybody in that group that were at HMS the other day.
Okay.
And everybody says yes, but they get nervous. I'm trying to get Malik in here.
Yeah.
Carlos, Ishmael Carlos, O'Brien, all these people. They say yes. I think they're embarrassed. You're the first one to be like, let's do it.
Yeah.
That was pretty quick.
I'm the first one there.
Yeah, because, you know. But what were you saying earlier about, you said your cousin's retired? Firefighter?
Yeah, my cousin's retired firefighter.
And then your brother's a firefighter.
My brother's firefighter. My dad's firefighter.
And your dad's... What happened to you, dude?
Uh,
Are you the disappointment of the family, dude?
No, actually, we started off law enforcement.
What do you mean?
I had so my cousin that I was telling you about just now, his dad was a sheriff in the 40s.
Really? LA?
Yeah, LA County Sheriff. He came on, I think, in 43.
Damn.
Yeah.
So he was born, what, 1920 or something?
He was born 1916.
Holy moly. Okay.
Yeah. And then I also had a great aunt who was a sheriff.
See, I knew it. This is why I brought you on, because every time we work, even though you did tell me once you don't like the way I drive, every time we work, you're always telling me about historical stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is he telling me about the architecture of that building? Blah blah blah. You're just filled with fun facts. No, but tell me about your. You said who was on in 43?
All right. So my cousin. My cousin was a firefighter for LA City Fire. And he retired, I think, in 2016.
Okay.
He was a fireman, and my dad, he's a little bit younger than him.
Yeah.
My dad was a police explorer and a fire explorer.
Okay.
So my dad, when my cousin was on probation, my dad used to do ride-alongs with him, and then
Yeah.
decided I'm gonna go to fire department. But his dad was a sheriff for I think about 29 years or so.
Your uncle's dad.
He's a cousin.
Your cousin's dad. So your uncle, I guess.
Yeah, I call him my uncle because he's a lot older, but yeah.
Yeah.
Great. He would be my great uncle
Okay.
because his wife is my grandmother's sister.
So he was a firefighter before your cousin. Oh my God, I'm already getting messed up.
No. He was a firefighter and came on in the 80s.
All right, cool.
And his dad was a sheriff in the 40s.
That's cool. Do you know him? Have you met him? Have you spoken to him?
I have. He died in '94. I remember him.
Yeah.
You know, I was a little kid.
Were you an inquisitive historian like you are now back then?
No, I didn't know anything about him until he passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the reason that we're related, my grandfather got drafted in World War II, and he also got drafted. On the way to boot camp, my grandfather's sister sees someone going the same direction, and he's like, "Hey, are you going to this camp for training?" And he's like, "I am." And he's like, "Can you take care of my little brother?" So they become like friends boot camp. And during boot camp, well, after boot camp, they're in the barracks, and my grandfather sees him writing something. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, I'm about to go see my wife." What he was doing was, at that time, he was already a sheriff, and he got, like, back then, you weren't supposed to, if you were married,
Yeah.
and you were a first responder, you weren't supposed, you're pretty much exempt from the draft. But
Got it.
he was black, so it didn't count.
Yeah.
So my grandfather's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's like, I'm gonna go see my wife." He was writing himself a fake leave pass. So my grandfather said, "Hey, go write me one too." So he goes out. They leave the base, and
Yeah.
my grandfather ends up meeting his sister, which ended up being my grandmother. They end up getting married later on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
What was his name?
his name was Earl Boyd.
Earl Boyd.
Yeah, well, Ruby Earl Boyd.
Ruby Earl Boyd. Dude, those are classic names too.
It is.
To go with the era, you know?
Yeah, so he was one of the first black sheriffs to patrol Firestone.
To patrol what?
Firestone.
Oh, out here.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so fast forward to about maybe 2013 or so. I'm working PCU in 77. I'm doing a parole check.
Yeah.
And there was a picture. It was an old lady answered the door, really nice lady. The person that we're doing the check on, he wasn't home. So there really wasn't anything to check. We're just looking around the house, just like normal. And over her fireplace, there was a picture of a sheriff, tall male, black, and he's standing in front of a sheriff car. He's got his cover on, and I don't know when they stopped wearing covers, but I've never seen a sheriff with the cover on before. And I'm like, "Hey, who's that?" And she says, "Oh, that's my husband. He was one of the first black sheriffs of Firestone." So then I told her, "Oh, so was my great uncle."
What?
So I was like, "That's got to be his partner." And he's like, and she's like, "Yeah, they used to come over after work. I used to cook for them and everything." And then last year, or maybe about 2 years ago, the sheriffs, they put out a video, like a Black History video.
Yeah.
And I remember his face. Same, that was ended up being his partner.
Yeah.
They did a dedication to the first.
No way, that's just cool. I didn't know that.
Same picture. Oh, different picture, but I remember that was him. You know, this slim, tall, leather jacket cover on, and they're standing next to each other, and that was his name. I think his name was Leland Smith.
And then you saw that connection on a parole compliance.
Yeah, on a parole compliance check. Her grandson was on parole for whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was interesting. I have that picture on an old phone. I'm pretty sure it's him. It has to be him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Well, I got to see that video.
Yeah, they did it it was on the sheriff's Twitter account.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I screenshotted I was like, "Oh, it's my great uncle."
So what do you do on where did he go to as far as his career wise? What did he do the whole time? Was he like you and me, just straight patrol, or?
Well, so he went out to patrol.
Yeah.
Goes to Firestone. I don't think they were there that long. A little incident happened at the front desk.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is it story time, or is that for off mic?
Could I say whatever I want?
You didn't do anything. You weren't even born yet.
Yeah, this is way before my time. So So those two, they were the first blacks, and this was back in the 40s.
Yeah.
Could have been 40s, 50s. They're walking past the front desk, and the front desk deputy he said, "They're sending you two niggers on patrol."
Wow.
And then he says, "What'd you say?" And you heard me. And they drew down on each other at the front desk, had a standoff.
Wow.
And then after that, there's no shots fired or anything. But after that, they send him back to the Hall of Justice, the top level.
Okay.
That was the jail. And then he spent the rest of his career there.
Different fucking times, dude. Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right.
A little different from now.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah, so he got admin transferred.
He didn't even do anything.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, that's all it was.
What was happening in the 40s? The war.
World War II.
Yeah.
The war ended in 45,
Yeah.
so
That's insane,
you
man.
have a lot of these military guys end up becoming firefighters, police officers.
Yeah.
Some didn't want anything to do with it.
Do you have current family who was close to him? Now,
Yes.
I would love to talk to them because I'd love to like write a bio about it or something. That's another one of my
Yeah,
projects.
my cousin, he's still. I talked to him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd
I
be
think
cool.
he just turned 70.
Really
Yeah,
young.
yeah.
And then you had.
No, he's in really good shape. He's bodybuilder. He doesn't look like he's 70.
Oh, if he's down, I like not mic'd up. Just talk to him and write notes.
Oh
and-
yeah, he's got some good stories. I mean, coming
Or
on
that.
in the fire department in the 80s,
Yeah.
it was a different time too. I remember his badge number was 33 because they went from fireman to firefighter.
Yeah.
So everyone had those fireman badges. They were grandfathered in, and then they
That's-
just
that's
kept
cool.
going with the 1 through whatever
Yeah.
fire department.
Yeah.
I don't know what number they're at now, but
Damn,
pretty
that's
low
cool.
number.
But you said you had somebody else in law enforcement.
I had a great aunt,
Great aunt. When was that?
50s.
Really?
56. I have a picture of her in her uniform. But she worked also same thing in the jail. And then she was also LAPD dispatcher
What?
in the 50s.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I never knew this.
Yeah.
You're just filled with history.
Yeah.
That's cool. No way. So, do you know when the first female LAPD officer was?
I used to know. I don't remember.
Remember her name?
Was it Alice?
I'm not even testing you. I'm trying to remember.
I think it was Alice
Wells?
Evans or
Evans? B. Wells? Evans?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, though. All right. So, I mean, were all the family members, everybody know each other? Were they close? And they just kind of did, it was like
Yeah, everybody know each other. Yeah.
going to law enforcement and fire. Huh? So then what happened? The transition was like in the 80s. You have 3 people in your family who went to the fire department.
I also had a cousin. My grandmother's cousin was also. I don't remember his name. His name.
Let's
It
go
was
back. What was your great aunt's name?
My great aunt. Her name was Tia
Tia?
or Dorothy. Well, that's what we called her. It was Dorothy Fitzgerald.
Dorothy Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
All right. All right. And then in the 80s, just everybody went fire.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I also had some cousins. Pretty much everybody was sheriffs in my family. I also had cousins that were, they would be, like they're a lot older. They have all passed away, but they were sheriffs
Oh, like, okay.
up in the valley, up in Santa Clarita.
So, do you know? I mean, cheesy question. Do you know you're going to be a cop? Or you're just like, that's.
I always want to be fire or police.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like home video. I'm riding a tricycle. What do you want to be? I want to be a motorcycle policeman.
Oh, you got to send me that.
I don't know what that is. It's on that old VHS tape.
Dude, I just digitized a bunch of VHS and 8mm
Oh, really?
of stuff when I was a kid, of all sorts of stuff. Of stuff with my first band I was in. It's all right here in this one right here.
Oh, nice.
It cost a pretty penny, but it was just worth it.
Yeah.
I did like 3 days of just watching everything. Some stuff you forgot you did. It's amazing. It's worth it. It's
Yeah.
worth it. There's some companies out there. They do it for movie studios, but they also do it for just people who like us, just to
Right.
save memories as their mission statement.
Right.
Worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any. I think maybe my mom does.
So did you think about being fire? Did you take both tests?
Yeah, I took both. I failed fire. I took Long
So it's
Beach
meant to
fire. Well, I was in the. I went through a fire academy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was through El Camino and Compton College.
Okay.
Yeah, I went right after high school. Did
Yeah.
that.
Didn't like it?
No, it was fun, but all the instructors they're older for the most part,
Yeah.
but they didn't have that much time on. They had
Oh.
about 8 years, and they're like, yeah. And the reason was they waited. I mean, they couldn't get on. You know,
Yeah.
like the fire department, they hire for attrition.
All right.
You know, and when everything is closed and you got to wait for it to open. You know,
Is that the way it is right now?
they've been hiring a lot more. But yeah, to be like in your, you know, like late 30s, 40s, and you have 8 years on. I mean, I said if I'm not hired by the time I'm 21, in the
Yeah.
fire department. I took Long Beach test.
Long Beach Fire?
Long Beach Fire. That was interesting.
Huh.
They filled up the convention center, Long Beach Convention Center, for 2 days, and they had 20,000 applicants for 24 spots.
Damn. Damn. All right.
Yeah,
It seems like it's hard to get on there.
it's competitive. Yeah,
Would your legacy have helped you? Family legacy or not?
not really. I don't think so.
But your brother's on.
And my brother, my dad was LA County Fire. My brother's LA City.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I've never met your brother. People have met your brother.
yeah. He was in the stations out border division.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Want to meet him? You guys alike or what?
Nah, not really. I don't think so.
No.
No.
Can you grow a mustache, dude? Like a thick old mustache?
Like a fire department mustache? I
Yeah.
guess. Probably. I think I could.
No, that's cool, man. I didn't know all that stuff.
Yeah.
Write a book or get a little family yearbook going.
Yeah, it should, huh?
Heck yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah, I
So-
have a bunch of pictures of family members.
Yeah.
I did. I downloaded that Ancestry app, and I was trying to connect, like, because you hear names, but you don't have a face to connect it to, and
Yeah.
so like when you see pictures, and
Yeah.
you don't have a name to connect it to. So
Yeah.
who's this? All right, that's been helping. That's pretty cool.
There's probably a lot of badass memorabilia within your family.
I was thinking that the other day. I haven't seen anything. I don't know who has
Could
it.
ask around.
Like military jackets and stuff like that. Or,
Yeah, just badges, like retired FD badges, sheriff's badges.
Yeah, I don't know where that would be. I know. Yeah, I don't think. I don't know who to ask.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, there's just a few pictures, and
Yeah.
that's it.
And it's all about the storytelling, man. That's where it's at. You gotta document that through storytelling, like here, or let me write about them.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. I don't know if my writing's good enough, but I want to do it.
yeah.
Like I know Quiche, I don't know if it's his great uncle or something like that, was a famous Japanese photographer.
Oh, really?
And sorry, Quiche, if I'm getting this wrong, but yeah, my first project was I wanted to interview their family and write about him, but everything's time, man.
Yeah.
It's time. That's why I retire and just do that. I thought about taking a leave of absence.
That'll work.
A year leave. I have no pay though.
Yeah, you got to do something.
Gotta do something. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
So what? So talking to your brother, are you happy with any regrets of coming to police department rather than fire? What do you think?
No, I don't have any regrets.
You ever think like, I should have done that, or I want to?
No, what I wish I would have looked into is like the pension system.
Do they have a better pension?
It's the same as ours.
Yeah.
But you have other agencies that they're vested a lot younger. Like we got to do 20 years. Man. There's some agencies where you're vested at 5,
Yep.
and then you can every year after that. If you leave, you get something. You know, you got to do 20 just to get 50.
I've met a handful of retired age cops who left a big department and went to a small one and just like built their pension and happy at work, no stress. There's a lot out there.
There is. Yeah.
Would you become a firefighter now? How much time do you have on?
15.
Too close.
Oh, it's the same. So if you leave, it's the same pension. You don't lose anything.
Oh, so
You can just lateral right over. One of my partners.
really,
at
even
Southeast, he
fire
left.
department.
Yeah, we're fire and police pensions. It's all the same.
Okay. Well, that's good to
Everything's
know.
all the same. You don't lose anything.
Would you do that though?
Just start over, be a boot again.
No.
Go through another academy, go to EMT school.
Yeah. There's something to say about that.
Yeah.
There's something to say. Are you taking a sergeant interview? No, me neither.
I don't have any desire to do that. Sit at the station and watch videos, body worn videos.
You know, I asked that because recently, obviously, you and I have a little bit more time on, and our friends are promoting, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a compliment when people say, hey, you should be a sergeant. All right, well, why should I be a sergeant? Well, you can help people, whatever. I asked around a little bit. People we both know that I won't mention here. I'm like, how much can you actually help? Like, how much can you actually help? So what was told to me, a general thing that was told to me was, whatever politics and the department's bringing down, you can't change that, agree with it or not. But what you could do is really help kind of control the cops that are not transitioning well, and kind of give them a smooth landing on what's happening. Because, you know, change and street cops, that they don't take it well. We don't take it well. You know what I mean? And, you know, I guess that's a good thing. But I still love like going to radio calls and getting into stuff. You got to really tone it down. So
yeah, I like training. So
yeah. How long have you been doing it now? Cumulative.
6 years, I guess.
Yeah. It's been interesting, man. This is my first day one. We spoke about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I keep saying, I'm learning a ton about myself and my own patience more than anything.
Right.
Have this whole like lesson plan. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna create a patrol machine. Yeah, I haven't even got to step one of my own little lesson plan, dude.
Yeah.
You just got to go with who that person is. You could only go so fast, and really, you could only go so fast as your division is.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you want to work on obs, but it's just radio call heavy on the summer, like you ain't gonna do no obs, but they're gonna learn a lot of radio call stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'm sleeping less. I've been checking myself with. I find myself getting not at everything. I enjoy training and teaching, but sometimes I'll get frustrated. Why doesn't he know this or that? And I'm like, I just take a step back. I'm like, oh, it's me. I gotta relax.
Yeah.
Take it slower. It's not his fault, you know. So it's a trip. It's a trip. The other layers too of expectations of like your fellow FTOs. Like there are a lot of non-verbal communication going on there, and then when you see other P2s talking to your probationer, you know, I'm like, wait, that's not what I told them. How do you deal with that? There's a lot of little nuances to the culture that I've just been real observant about more than getting upset or anything. Just being observant about it. So yeah, you know, I think the key would be at any station is the FTOs to be on the same page with at least like 3 to 5 main objectives, right? Because they could not like each other, they could annoy each other, they could have different teaching ways, they could have different ideas of what training a P1 is. But if in one division, if they have like 3 to 5, all right, everybody, we don't have to like each other, but we know we have these 3 to 5 things we want to do. Wherever they go, at least we have that common thread, you know. And that's what I've been noticing. I don't think that's there. I think citywide, just talking to other people in other stations and stuff. But anyway, I don't know. That's where my head is at right now.
Is it?
That's where my head is at.
Thinking too much.
Am I thinking too much?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a new position for me. So
Yeah.
tell me, school me,
Oh,
tell me the joke.
what do you need to know?
I don't know. I mean, so that perspective.
So okay, so I've done it at a busy division and then a slower division. That southeast is a
Yeah.
little different.
Okay.
You're just the radio kind of dictates what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, but you're going to good calls.
Yeah.
You know, shootings, backups, perimeters.
Right.
So they're pretty much learning based off of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just following.
Right.
Following how you're driving.
Thank you.
They're going based off of you. So, and you're just going, hey, we're going to this call, or it's just back to back to back, and then towards maybe the middle, and then it slows down a little bit. Then you get to do your own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially during the weekends.
Yeah.
We have gang units out there working. Like you're not gonna have time to go off and do your own thing.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember on probation any structured teaching by my FTOs. It was
Yeah.
just go, call, and I don't remember any like this is why we did this. And,
Yeah, I don't remember that either. I was thinking,
right, because I'm doing a lot of that now.
Yeah, I'm doing it, but I don't remember my TOs.
Right.
Ever, hey, this is how you do this. It was just we're just going to radio. It's not like, hey, what haven't you done? What happened? Well, they didn't ask you. What?
You just go.
Yeah, you're just going to radio call.
Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm too wound up. I do feel a little bit of pressure of like let's say you got my P1 next. It's been on my mind like I want to. I guess the safe way to say it, which is true, is like I want to make sure I hand over somebody with a good foundation, right? But also I was like, man, what if this kid doesn't know jack, and then you're gonna think I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a little bit of that
Who
stress
trained
too.
you?
Right. Because you always ask that.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely might be overthinking it, but I'm okay with overthinking it right now because it's a new thing for me.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. And I got to get slapped down like you just checked me right now. So, yeah, man. It's been interesting. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, I'd like to finish on my feet on patrol as a FTO. It's funny because I remember on probation, I would look like in the back row or just everybody with 4 or 5 hash marks, whether they're 3s or just P2s. Their batons on and patrol their whole career, and I'm like, that's what I want to be. I want to be like that. I want to end like that. Their whole their whole career on patrol. But they look so old. I don't, and like we're there now, and I don't feel as old as they looked. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got that.
I'm like, am I that old? Because I remember them being ancient, like grayed out.
Yeah.
Like if they're like
With the same amount of time on.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird. So looking at things in perspective of the time on you have. Yeah. So. Yeah. So.
Yes, that's what you can pull.
Yes. Have you ever done a podcast?
No, it's very
First one. Yeah. This is something new right here. Like I wanted to do different locations, like coffee shop, bars. I was telling you earlier, this is the 90 West where we interviewed Sheriff Villanueva.
Right.
And it was cool. It was we had an audience, about 50 people here, amplified and professionally mic'd up and recorded. It was crazy.
Yeah, he's a good speaker.
And he's a good speaker.
Yeah, he's good to listen to.
And he's real.
Yeah. He doesn't sugarcoat much.
Yeah, it's funny because he's a Democrat. The cops love him.
Yeah.
And he says things like, no, this is where I stand in my personal life, but my deputies are 90% here. So why am I, it's like, oh, this guy makes freaking sense.
Yeah.
But politics are strong here. You can't get those spots, man.
Yeah.
Politics are strong. You ever think about politics? Getting in it?
No.
I could see you doing it, dude.
No, I don't like politics.
No?
No.
Actually, if you think about anybody just who stays on patrol their whole career, it's probably not where they want to go.
No. My grandfather was a politician.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he? He was.
He was a deputy for Kenneth Hahn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Your whole freaking family, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So he always spoke politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to escape it now.
Yeah.
So much going on right now.
Yeah, because you see how much it affects you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the key is to like get the younger cops to. How do you get the younger cops to have the enthusiasm or passion that you get as an older cop? You know what I mean? No, or
How
the
do you,
or
how do you
the
motivate them?
or the understanding of how important it is. Like we get it now more than we did before, but you see that a lot. You know, they don't vote and stuff like that. Meaning in our own league and stuff. And
You got to explain to them how when you have those league delegates come in and explain how this is going to affect that.
it has to be more than that though, because they always come in a roll call every now and then and say something, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just got to talk to them.
Yeah.
I think.
It's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time you're not going to be thinking about stuff that
Yeah.
that doesn't affect you yet,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
So-
you don't think it's going to affect you.
So when I see you working out there, when I hear you working on radio, because we work the same division, you're out there hustling. You're out there doing a lot of good work, and also when shit hits the fan, the way you react is calm, cool, and collected. I make a decision. I'm gonna follow through my decision, and you know, a lot of people are not like that these days.
Yeah.
What's your perspective on being really a productive, aggressive cop who also actually cares about, you know, like helping people, helping community and stuff like that, as it pertains to like your peers when they see you, right? Like how do you move forward when you're policing, handling radio calls and stuff, knowing that we're so judgy, right? Do you, I don't know, like what's your perspective, what's your background as far as your work ethic? Because I see you work a lot, and I'm like, cool.
About my peers think, or like.
Do you, I guess I didn't draft that question too
I
well.
don't know where to start.
Okay, so do you worry about or think about motivating others around you to have your same work ethic?
Yes and no. I mean, I would like people to work, but I mean, I can't. There's people that would be set in their ways. Hopefully, the younger people would look and okay, I want to be like that. That's the way I looked at like when I worked 77th. You know, there were some really good officers out there. You know, every day, backup, foot pursuit, perimeter, always a gun. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I want to be like that.
What makes a good street cop?
Being well-rounded. Yeah, just well-rounded. I mean,
Say more.
You have to know a little bit of everything and know how to do it well. Yeah, you can't rely on other. I mean, you're out there by yourself.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
So if you want to be good, you have to know how to do everything on your own. Don't expect someone to be there to help you out because you're not gonna get that.
Do you think that patrol in general at large within our own department right now is pretty cohesive, or do you think we are not?
I think it depends on where you're at.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's based off of your division.
Okay.
Division, watch, unit.
Yeah. I mean, when you talk to people, when they go to different stations, they transfer, it's huge differences in the culture.
Right.
A lot of it's also, it's an interesting thing Malik said. he said he thought that the topography of a division really affected the culture. So he went to Northeast, and he's like, that place so huge. I don't go to that side ever, and I don't know those guys. They've been on my watch since I got here, right? So I could see how that changes culture too. So yeah.
Well, yeah. Once roll call's over, some people you don't see anymore. You know.
Yeah.
Or you're not gonna see. You know, like especially at a big division.
And we have a small division.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. What year did you come on?
2009.
09? So since you came on, so you were here in 2014. We had 3 fallen officers.
Right.
Where were you at in 2014?
I was at 77.
Were you? Did you know those officers?
No,
No.
I didn't know.
It seems to me that, because I know we had a couple of fallen officers, like one was hit by a car while holding traffic, right, for code 37. It just seemed like we got just an email memo more than, and from what I remember, before for like Randy Simmons, stuff like that, it was just we're blocking the streets and making sure we're respecting our cop, to their funeral. I don't know. So what do you remember from 2014? Did you know any of them?
No, you have to educate me. I remember 2014.
It was Nick Lee.
Okay, I remember that.
Roberto Sanchez and oh my God, why is it not coming to me? Yes. Well, Cortijo, Chris Cortijo. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Cortijo.
Yeah. Because that year affected me crazy, and I knew Nick Lee only, but I haven't seen him in years. But it was just weird because you felt so. But everybody around me knew them.
Yeah, I remember going to that funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the funeral. I remember there was a video that one of our guys he made.
Yeah.
It was for a kid who I think he had cancer, and we just got a preview of the video or watching it, and everyone's going around, like wishing best wishes to the kid.
Yeah.
And I remember Nick Lee was in the video, and then after that happened, like, hey, is this the same Nick Lee? And they're like, yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that year affected me because I didn't know them. I hadn't seen Nick Lee many years before that, but everybody around me knew them.
Yeah.
And it just felt like helpless.
Right.
Helpless, and maybe it was a lack of understanding of how things go. But talking to some people, it felt like what I was gathering was that it felt like the department kind of forgot too fast. And I'm not blaming the department for that. I think just kind of business has to go on. Maybe not enough to be. I didn't know what to think. I wasn't mad at the department, but I saw people who knew them who were, and fast forward to now, how many years is that? Freaking almost 10, 9? Wait, 14. Yeah, almost 11. Right? Speaking to a lot of those people who knew them, it's interesting to hear their healing process, and those who I still keep in contact with are hugely at peace still. I'm at peace now with it, and I don't know, that says a lot.
Yeah, that was a big year. 2014, I got ambushed in 2014.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this was a lot of OISs that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? On patrol or what happened?
On patrol, yeah.
What happened?
It was a pursuit.
Okay.
I didn't watch. There was a unit. We got code alpha. We're heading to the station, and one of our units, watch 7, runs a plate. I'm like, oh, what do they have? And they say, no warrant or warrant. Like, okay, show me in pursuit, reckless driving. And they get on the 110 freeway, and like, hey, we're right there. So like, hey, we're secondary. And as we're catching up to them, they're going about 80 on the freeway. It's a Sunday. The car pulls over on the on. It gets off on the off ramp, gets back to the on ramp, and then shoots out the front windshield of the primary as
Okay.
we're still catching up. I remember the officers, they're really calm about it, you know.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, they're shooting at us. We're re-entering the freeway.
Yeah.
Get back on. Now we're with them. And I just remember it felt, before it, you know, leading up to that, it just felt weird. You know, like usually like for a pursuit, you get excited, like, oh, I'm secondary.
Yeah.
This one, me and my partner, we're just like going about 80, just straightforward,
Yeah.
catching up to it. And then, like, I said, oh, shit, the shots fired. So then, you know, thinking at the end, like, all right, this is they're either going to run or it's going to be another shooting. So,
Right.
yeah, they ended up crashing. And the primary unit stopped in the middle of the intersection, and we could see their shop stopped. And we were going so fast, we hit them. And they're making a westbound turn, and we also tried to make that turn, and it knocked our car north. That's how hard we hit.
Oh, you careened off.
Yeah, hit or lifted up, and then we hear more shots.
Oh, wow.
They weren't out their cars. We knew it was suspects. We got to see where they were shooting from.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was ended up being two suspects. One had a SKS. And another one had a handgun.
Yeah.
So we, my partner, we hit so hard, like he got stuck in his car.
Damn.
I got stuck in the car.
Yeah.
And had to kick the door out
Holy shit.
while being shot at.
Did you put rounds down, Ray?
That one, I didn't. I didn't see the suspect at all.
Okay.
I could hear it.
Yeah. Holy
It's
crap.
like it was just dark. Like his lights are flashing from our car, and
So you see like muzzle flash in the air, pretty much like the light.
no, I didn't even see any muzzle flashes. It was just like it sounded like they had a machine gun, like pinning us down. So I'm crawling to the trunk to get my rifle. And at that time, your rifle, the policy was like we didn't have any SUV. We were all in Crown Vics.
Yeah.
Other divisions like South, and the reason was because of like certain deputy chief. He wanted us to all have the cameras, the digital in-car video cameras.
Right.
And so we had that, and we didn't get any new cars, the SUVs. So other divisions had them.
Yeah.
And those cars had rifle racks in them, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything. Ours were in the trunk. Everybody involved, everybody had rifles, but they were all in the trunk. Couldn't get to them. Yeah, so I had to call. Since I was passenger, I crawled to the trunk, opened up the trunk, and by the time I got to my rifle, the policy was you have to have it in the bag, no magazine, in the well. So while all
this is making my head hurt.
yeah, while all this is going on, all these I'm trying not to get shot. Like, I'm gonna get my key, open it, then find a magazine, looking over, and then load it. By that time, the second suspect came and he shot with the handgun around me. I thought he got me. So I just remember seeing the flash, and then the round grazed my head. I found out later on.
Really?
But I thought it was from the TC, because when we hit,
Yeah.
my head, I had my seatbelt off, and I hit the visor.
Okay.
And I had a mark here in the middle. And after it was all said and done, I go to the barber shop, and then I get my haircut. I told my barber, hey, I was in a car accident. Just be careful. It kind of hurts right here still. And then my barber texts my brother later and says, hey, did your brother get shot? He has a nick. And my brother texted me that. He said, hey, barber's asking if you've been shot. And I started looking at it, and like, it doesn't make sense. There's one mark here from the visor, and then on the side of my head. That's where it's bleeding from now.
Holy
I
crap.
still have that mark right here. But yeah, at the end, the ending was SWAT came out.
Yeah.
Canine came out. They found one of them hiding in a dumpster.
Yeah.
Throw a stinger in there, blow him out, take him into custody. The second guy came out behind the car and ended up shooting at Canine and SWAT, and then they killed him.
Mm.
But before that, he ended up shooting one of the SWAT officers in the leg.
I wonder if I remember this one.
Yeah, this was at 2 a.m.
Mm.
2 a.m. on Sunday.
when you look at that caper and you think about the OISs you've been involved in, while it's happening, are you? Where's your emotion at? Is it automatic pilot? Is it calm? Is it slow? Or is it panicky?
At that time,
During, not even leading up, after, during.
Yeah. Well, it depends. There's different types of OIS.
For you though, for
me,
were they different for each one?
Yes.
All right.
Well, one was we didn't know that these guys had a SKS.
Yeah.
You know, the 75 round drum on it.
Yeah. So how were you feeling that one? Was it?
That one, it was like reaction. I mean, you know, you do those drills, like get out the car, crawl down, and find out. But I did that, and then now I can't see who's shooting at me. And then I have two officers in the primary units at their doors shooting downrange. I can't see what they're. I don't want to just start shooting because I don't know what I'm shooting at. So I said, since I'm passenger, let me try to get to the rifle. But no, as your adrenaline's going, you know, you're trying to remain calm.
But are you present in making decisions?
Yes.
You are. Interesting.
Yeah, you know what you have to do
to
make it out. You can't rely on someone else responding to come take care of business. You got to handle it right then and there.
I say that because with mine, there was a certain point where I was an autopilot. I was sitting behind my eyes, watching myself make decisions. And this is me looking back at it, right? So I'll get like some accolades. Oh, good job on setting up the team, even though I didn't do it fully right. But when I think back, I'm like, I don't remember making that decision. I wasn't straight autopilot. And yeah, that's that training. If you don't train your mind right? So that's why I asked, because for me,
that autopilot is the training.
Yeah. That's
what the autopilot for me. I don't remember reaching for the door handle, finding it. Just like it's just from what we do.
Right.
They go up there, all right, they bang on the hood.
Yep.
All right. Same thing.
Or even just like prepping your hand on the door handle or a traffic stop or something, right? Like, are you scared every time someone's going to shoot me? No, you just this regular tactic you do. But if you do it every time, right? Because that was a trip. So that's why I asked. Because for me, it felt I felt like there's a certain part in the middle of it where I made certain decisions, where I moved the team here or communicated certain things that people were telling me, good job on situational awareness and communicating. I can't say thank you because I don't remember making those decisions, dude.
That autopilot, it's all training. So if you don't have it, then it's panic.
Yeah.
So
good way to look at it.
You fall back on your lowest form of training. So if you're not, thinking and like your training doesn't have to be physically, but if you're not running these scenarios,
right. So that helps me. That helps me more confident in the stuff for sure.
But that one was different. Yeah, it's all different. You know, the ambush is you're trying to fight your way out of it.
Yeah.
But it sucks when you don't have the tools to fight out of it. And you got to go reach for them during. You know, that's not a good feeling. I don't feel good about that.
And the trippy thing is, like, you could train your whole career for that one OIS, and you might never get in it.
Yeah,
it's a trip. It's like you got to train like you want to get into that shooting that you hope you never get into, the one that you could get hurt in. You know,
you guys got to be ready.
Yeah.
But they do say that if you've been involved in one, you're most likely to be involved in another one. There's a lot of people that they don't just have one in their career.
I'm gonna
two.
Dude, after mine. What's up, Bobby? You're good, dude. Mr. Andrew here joining us.
That's the man right here.
That's the man.
Yeah, this is one of the guys I wanted to be like.
You wanted to be like this guy?
Yeah.
Handsome,
pulling guns every day.
So Andrew Gonzalez just joined us here.
Yeah, so it's a legend.
Get a beer. Put it on Jack Blues' tab. We're wrapping up, so.
Hey, good seeing you.
We're wrapping up right now. Come here on the mic. Come here.
Yeah.
What's up, man? What's going on?
How are you?
Man, I'm good. I'm blessed, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You look sleepy.
I am. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. No, I'm fortunate to have friends like you and like you. Those are the things that matter. You know, and beer.
And beer. I got you a beer. Before we got really interrupted. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, actually, so we're talking about just falling back on the training. I mean,
Yeah, training's important. If you're not training, because if you look at a lot of LAPD shootings, we don't really get hit that often or killed often. And we're up against a lot of weapons that are more powerful.
And we're
than
reactive.
ours, and we are reacting to it. So that's all training.
right.
That's all the shooting. If you're gonna shoot, if you shoot bonus, or you shoot on your own, or
That's what I was gonna say is, you're more like if you get in one OIS, you're more likely to get in the second one.
right.
I swear to God, after mine, listen, when they put me out pretty early after mine. They shouldn't have put anybody. I'm not
so?
saying poor me. Just my own personal experience.
How early?
I'd rather not say. It was out of policy that early, but it's okay.
Well, see that before, all you had to do, like that first one I was in, all you had to do was go to BSS and they cleared you. I got cleared and we were still on TAC alert,
Yeah,
and I'm back in the field that same week. We didn't get it. Like now, it's 14 days you have, and
I don't think 14 days is a thing.
where did that come from?
I think it's a best practice from my understanding.
Yeah.
I learned a lot on mine. I guess what I'm saying is that I didn't bring that up to complain about it.
What's a good amount of time for you that you think?
I think for everybody is different on the situation, right?
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of shooting it is.
Yeah.
Sure, the company should have a standard. But I had friends from other departments who were just like, there's so much science to it where they're like, why'd you get interviewed the day of? That's when your memory's the worst. I'm like, what? Yeah, there's science behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't LAPD know that? Well, I don't know, dude. I'm just going with the flow.
My second one, I didn't get interviewed until maybe about 4 days later.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Because you had like 1,000 shooters.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people.
Except for, what's his name? My former partner.
Oh,
Yeah. He's a spectator.
yeah.
No, but I was saying that 3 significant incidents after mine, I don't know why I didn't pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. So I was so close. You're just more like literally when I'm driving by somebody looking at their hands, like I was so heightened. It was real. The heightenedness it wasn't fake. It was like I had superhero strength with my zoning into my eyes and just your body, whatever it's going through,
Yeah.
I read this book called Blink after mine because I was really like second guessing myself and tripping out a lot of stuff, and that book, it got a little weird at the end. I don't think he's like Malcolm Gladwell, I don't think he's a friend of the police. Mm-hmm. But the science behind what he's saying was really calmed my brain as far as your reaction in a field where you're the expert. You know what I mean? So it was pretty cool. You should check the book out. Yeah,
Check it out.
yeah, man. There's a lot to talk about there, man. I think we should do this again and focus in on some stuff, maybe like the OISs and stuff, without just talk about some real shit there. Bring Andrew in here,
Yeah.
because there's a lot there, like culturally, psychologically. That'd be a cool topic, dude. Next
Yeah,
time.
your brain is doing a lot that it hasn't done before.
Oh yeah.
And so
Let's do that, man. Let's get back on here again and focus on that.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brother. This was nice, man. Got a little atmosphere here.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. Thanks for doing it, dude.
Yeah, of
And
course.
cheers, man, to your first podcast.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right.
Except she's not the only one that's going today.
So, tell me how
That good?
come over. I'm okay with that. Just let us see.